Mega easy burger, really doesn't take long and looks super good as well.
Always do it on my own, so I gotta get through it. And the only thing I know is to love what I'm doing. Never give up, never slow, till I finally prove it.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the second day of my vlog. So today, woke up, weighed myself, was 73.9 kilos, so really happy with that. It's the lowest weight I've been this year so far. And what I'm going to do now is go out for sort of my morning walk. It's what I do in the morning just for a bit of extra cardio each day. The last couple of days I've been doing around about 6 kilometers. So today I think I'm just going to go a little bit further, but we'll see how it goes. That's me just back from my walk. I walked 6.5 kilometers. What was a really nice day, about 1 kilometer into my walk, turned into a very cloudy day and quite cold, to be honest, but anyway, we just got on with it. So what I'm going to do just now is go and have a shower, and then I will be making my breakfast. That's me showered and freshened up. I'm on my way to now make my breakfast. So what I'm going to be having for breakfast this morning is I'm going to be having a 3 egg white omelette along with 2 bacon medallions. I use bacon medallions because they're really lean. There's 100 calories in 2 bacon medallions, and in terms of the protein and the fat, there is 16 grams of protein and 3 grams of fat, or 3.8 grams of fat in 2 of the bacon medallions. The reason I have bacon medallions is, to be honest, I really like bacon, and the bacon medallions just taste really good. So it's something quite nice and lean to have for breakfast. Along with this, I'm going to have the same as yesterday. I'm going to be making up my skimmed milk latte in my coffee maker. A pro tip, whenever you're making coffee, is always in your cup put in hot water. The reason for that is because it'll heat up the cup. If you put the coffee straight into a cold cup, what you'll end up doing is the coffee will go quite cold quite quickly, whereas this way, when the coffee comes out, it'll keep the coffee warm. That's my pan heating up, and I'm waiting to put on my bacon. When I'm cooking, I use this cooking spray. It's a 0 calorie cooking spray, so obviously I don't need to track it at all. Just need to make sure that you don't overuse it, because obviously after a certain point there would be calories in it, but apparently for an 1/8 of a second spray there's no calories at all. Today with my latte as well, and because I ran out of my old syrup, I forgot I bought this mocha syrup, so I'm going to be having this syrup inside of my coffee. So as I said, just before you make the coffee, you pour out the water that you put in. I'm going to put in my syrup. Now you don't need to put much of the syrup in, just like a little bit on the bottom. Just about that much will do. There we go, we're ready to go. So that's my eggs and bacon all done. What I'll be finishing breakfast up with the rest of my coffee is one of my fufu bars. There's 20 grams of protein in these bars and 195 calories. I always look for my protein bars to have obviously at least 20 grams of protein and to have around 200 calories, but another important part for me as well is the amount of fibre. So in these bars there's 8 grams of fibre. So this bar alone is going to keep me quite full for much longer. And what I'm going to go on to doing now is actually preparing my food for later. So what I'm going to have as my main meal later on in the day. So what that's going to be is I'm going to be using my slow cooker, and I'm going to be putting chicken thigh fillets into the slow cooker. The reason I'm using chicken thigh fillets and not chicken breast is chicken breast tends to go quite dry. Chicken thigh fillets are not as lean, they've got a little bit more fat in them, but for sure they're a lot more tasty. They're a lot more moist and they taste much better. So the first thing I do to make this is super easy. I take a large bowl, and what I'll do is I'll put the passata into the bowl and then put my other spices along with it. I use about a teaspoon worth of this garlic, this easy garlic. You can obviously use fresh garlic as well. I just find the easy garlic obviously easier. I put a little bit of this cayenne pepper just to sprinkle in, probably half a teaspoon. Chili powder, I probably put about 1 to 2 teaspoons, but obviously it just depends how spicy you like things. I put quite a lot of cumin in, probably about 3 teaspoons of cumin, and probably about a teaspoon of hot paprika. I also use this whole jar of passata, which is 700 grams, but the more passata you put in, to be honest, it'll really just depend on how saucy you want it to be. If you don't want it to be that saucy, you'll leave it in the slow cooker for longer, but if you do want it to be quite saucy, you might add a lot more passata in and might not leave it in as long. But you'll see throughout the day as I show you guys how it's progressing, how saucy it will be. So now that I've got everything into the bowl, what I'm going to do is mix it all together just so it all combines and there's no clumps of spices or anything like that. After that, I'm going to put the chicken thigh fillets into the slow cooker, and then I'll pour this over the top of the chicken thigh fillets. Once you've got all the sauce over the chicken, what I tend to do is just sort of move the chicken around a bit, just so the sauce can get under the chicken, rather than leaving potentially any gaps and the chicken will get stuck to the bottom of your slow cooker. Once that's done, and once I'm happy with that, I will set a timer on my phone for 2 hours. That's just so I can check to see how the chicken's getting on every 2 hours. And then, like I said, the whole thing takes about 6 to 8 hours. Ideally, you'll see it start to fall apart maybe around 4 hours, but depending on how saucy you want it, will be the longer that you leave it. So now that's my food for later preparing, what I'm going to do is go up onto my computer and edit my first day's vlog. Like I said, I'm going to be having my fufu bar and going to be finishing my coffee while I'm doing that. I'll see you guys at lunch. That's me just come down from editing my video. I'm just going to be making my lunch. But first of all, I'm going to check on my chicken in the slow cooker. So you can see there the chicken's obviously bubbling away. It's not reduced down that much, it's reduced down slightly. Chicken feels quite soft, so it's going to be really moist and juicy later when I go to shred it. But yeah, it's looking good. Once again, I'll just be setting another 2-hour timer on my phone just to check up on the chicken later and just to help keep track of time to see how long it's been in the slow cooker for. For my lunch today, I'm going to make the most simple burgers. It's really not complicated. It only has 3 ingredients. So the first ingredient is lean beef mince. I use the 5% fat mince when I am trying to lose weight. It is, to be honest, a lot tastier with the higher percentage fat minces, but obviously because we're trying to minimize calories as much as possible, I'll be using my 5% mince. I'll be using Cheap and Cheerful, a cheese single slice, and as well I'll be using a brioche bun. So to make this, what you want to do is start by preheating your pan. I just turn my pan up as high as it'll go. While we're doing that, we're going to open the mince. I'm going to weigh out about 125 grams of the mince. That's what I've factored in today into my macros. And what we're going to do is make that into a ball. So what I do to make this is I take out, like I said, about 125 grams of mince. There we go, it's 127. What you want to do with this is really, you don't want to fuss over it too much. You just want to kind of make it up into a loose ball. You're not trying to press it down too hard because you're trying to keep quite a bit of air in the middle of it to make it into a nice ball. And what we'll do is we'll wait for our pan to preheat, and then I'll show you what you do next. So now that my pan's kind of smoking a little bit, what I'm going to do is take my 0-calorie spray, spray the bottom of the pan, take the mince, I put that into the pan, and what I use, I got this off of Amazon, is this sort of flat spatula type thing, and what I do is I press the burger down. The reason that you do that is to increase like the surface area of the burger. And now what you do is you just sit and wait for the burger to cook. What we're looking for is it to sort of start browning halfway. Once that happens, we'll flip over the burger and I'll show you what to do next. So at this point as well, this is when I would put the salt and the pepper on this side of the burger, just to get a bit of seasoning in the burger as well. So now you can see that the meat of the burger up the sides is starting to go a bit brown. So what I'm going to do is flip it. And there we go. Perfect. That's how it should look on that side. What I'll do next is so that the cheese can start melting is I will take my cheese single, decide to come off the plastic. And there you go. I put that on the burger. So what that will start to do with the heat of the pan, it just starts to melt a bit. I leave that in for a second until I can move it, and then what I'll do next is I will toast each side of the bun. What that'll do, obviously toast this side of the bun, and what that'll do is help to keep the burger together and stop the burger becoming really moist and messy when you're trying to eat it. You don't need to toast the buns for very long. That'll do. Like I said, it's just a very light toasting. There we go, that's perfect. What you're then going to want to do is build the burger together. It really doesn't take long to finish that last side of the burger. So we put that on there, and then we put the top of our burger bun on, and there you go. Mega easy burger, really doesn't take long, and looks super good as well. That burger recipe is super simple. To be honest, I have those burgers almost every day. Just a really good amount of protein, tastes really good, it's really moist, and it's super simple. When you think about a homemade burger, you think that you're gonna have to go super complicated and you're gonna have to use an egg or use flour. And when you start thinking about flour, you start thinking about it's gonna be a lot of calories, but to be honest, in reality, you know, it's nothing. That's a 380 calorie burger for lunch, and it tastes amazing. Like I said, I eat them almost every day, and I'm so glad I found that recipe. What we're going to be doing now is just carry on editing my video. Might chill out for a little bit. Obviously, I'll check in with the chicken in 2 hours time to see how it's getting on. So I'll speak to you guys in a bit. So it's been about 4 hours now with the chicken. The chicken is all sort of fallen apart and the sauce is reduced down quite nicely. What I'm probably going to be doing with it is making some enchiladas. So I'll show you guys how I make them healthy, and how I track them.
2 hours later.
So that's now my chicken done. I'm ready to put my chicken into my wraps for my enchiladas. What I'm going to do first is set my oven to 180 degrees so that it starts preheating, because what I'm going to be doing is putting the enchiladas onto a baking tray. What I've got set up here, so I've got 6 wraps in total. I've got 150 grams of mozzarella cheese, and I've obviously got my shredded chicken. What I'm aiming to do is to make up 6 wraps, obviously, with the shredded chicken. I'll be trying to leave as much sauce as possible in the pan and just taking out the chicken so that the sauce can come out over at the end. I'll be using the 150 grams of cheese over the top of the enchiladas once I've made them all. What I'll also do is, before I start transferring the wraps into here, I'll spray my 0 calorie spray on the bottom of here. What that does is just helps to make the bottom of the wraps slightly more crispy. So that's all my wraps made up. Sadly, I probably reduced it down a bit too much, so I only had enough to make 6 of them. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to spread the rest of this chicken and sauce out just between over the top of the wraps, and then I'll be adding my cheese. There we go, I've added all the cheese and the rest of the sauce on top of my enchiladas. So I'll just wait until my oven has preheated. Once it goes into the oven, it probably takes about 10-15 minutes, depending on how your oven is. Obviously you can cook it for longer if you like it slightly crispier. The way I work out the calories for this is that I total the amount of calories into MyFitnessPal on my phone. So I record everything, the chicken, the wraps, the cheese, and then obviously I divide it down by the amount of wraps I made. So I wanted to make 6, but this time I've made 5, so I'll just need to account for that. But that's how I track those calories. I'll see you guys when it's done. Once I have this, probably a bit later on, I'll finish out my macros with probably some low calorie ice cream. I've not got a lot of calories left, but it should be enough for a low calorie ice cream, but I'll show you that later. But look at how good these look. So simple to make as well. Just obviously cooking the chicken in the slow cooker, putting them into wraps, covering it with cheese, and it's really healthy, really good calories, not too high in fat or carbs. Wait to have my last meal of the day, and what I'm going to be having is half a tub of this Graham's Goodness salted caramel ice cream. Half a tub is obviously 160 calories. The ice cream is actually really high in protein as well, for being a low calorie ice cream. And what I really like about this one, compared to other brands such as like Halo Top and things like that, it actually tastes a lot like a normal salted caramel product, and it doesn't have this weird sort of taste that usually comes with a low calorie ice cream. What I'm going to do is just close out the vlog here, and please like and subscribe if you've got this far into the video, and comment down below if you've got any questions about any of the recipes that I've made today. I'll post obviously the full calories and macros on the screen. Generally what I aim for is 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. That's usually what I aim to shoot for. Sometimes I get more, sometimes I get slightly less, and obviously I fill the rest with fats and carbs. Anyway, thanks for watching and see you guys later.